Hey, what's up? It's DJ. New and updated mods are out now for FS25. In total, 44 mods released. All platforms got 33 new and 11 updates. All mods today are crossplay mods. Hey, if you like staying updated yourself with all the latest mods in FS, get subscribed and let's check them out. So let's start off today with something we don't normally start with, logging machines. However, this may be something that you want to check out. This mod pack is the Prinoth Raptor pack. It's from HR Forced, and we've got some cool stuff in here. So we have a normal Prinoth M650, and then we have one called the Gadget, which could do some really cool stuff. First, let's just check out some customization options and specs. We have 275 horsepower, variable transmission. It goes 4 miles an hour. Nothing too wild and crazy, plus an 8-ton winch. Engine options, we can bump that up to 435 horsepower with tinted windows and colors. We also have the M60 right here. Now, this, oh boy, I've crashed my game again. Well, let's talk about it while it's crashed. There we go. The M650 is a mulcher for medium-heavy applications. Soil cultivation can be turned off, so pure stump milling or grinding is possible. Grasses and bushes are now removed as well, and the mulcher is now oscillating and can adapt to conditions on the ground. So there you go, but that's that one. The next one, the Gadget mulcher, can be used to remove trees as a whole without any problems. Additionally, there's possibility to create working drive lanes. Now, it's not a field thing. This is for creating like pathways in the woods. I think that's pretty cool. So, awesome. Let's check them out. So with the first one, the M650, with this one, all we got to do is simply turn off tillage, and it will just turn that off, making it a stump grinder. So if we leave stump tillage on and we drop it down, do this, well, it basically creates a field, more or less, to be fair. And then we could just turn that off, boom, just like so. And now it is mulching, but it is not tilling up the ground, and it will stump grind. And yes, it's even got some pretty cool tracks. I don't know if the base game one does that or not, but definitely some cool stuff. By the way, is there a Prinoth in the base game that we have like this? Negative. So this is something brand new. Also, I know it said 4 miles an hour, but we are steadily rocking here at a good 7 mile per hour. So not too snazzy whatsoever. All right, let's turn this thing on, see what kind of trouble we can get into. Activate drive lane. We'll activate that, turn it on, and there you go. So that's cool. The weird thing is, it's not the header. Is it the header? It is the header, but weirdly, it's the machine itself, I think. Yeah, it's the machine itself that's actually doing it. It's not creating till it gets like halfway down the machine. I mean, that's pretty cool. I'll be honest, if you're trying to make some pathways, this is probably the way to do it. Hey, I like that. I made a circle. Moving on, we have the Terra 3020 pack. Now, I'm not quite sure why it says pack. There's only one model in here, although we can change it from case to New Holland. So that's kind of nice as well. 7.5 meter working with at 6 miles an hour, and it is scheduled to work with the 7150 in the base game. Up next, we got something we talked about in Farm Sim News this morning, the custom Bale support pack from BB Mods, aka BB Dude. What I did? This is a pack, and it will hold multiple different setups for Bales, and it will also hold different sizes. For example, down here you see between 125 and 189. Yes, it will hold up to the 9 times Bales, which is great. Some of BB's other mods will start to come out with updates, which will support Bales of 3, 5, 7, and 9 times. So that's where you're going to get that last number on there. The Square Balers Plus and Round Balers Plus will start to do that. So pretty neat, huh? Very neat indeed. Taking a look at customization, there's really not much other than our colors right here, at least on this version right here. Obviously, these are based off of some of the base game stuff. So, for example, that is in Anderson. This is the Stack Pro, the Auto Stack here. Stack Pro? Is it Auto Stack in real life as well? I can't remember. I need to remember that. Is that a Fliegl? I think maybe. And then you've got stuff here. I can't remember. Is this a Robert, maybe? I should definitely go look. Nonetheless, with this, we still have some of the same customization options, but again, you're going to be able to do wrapping, so between 125 and 189 centimeter round bales. So there's some stuff that this will work with. This will also work with round and square, and yes, it will work up to the 249. So you will be able to, and 189 as well. So you will be able to wrap the largest bale sizes with this. Now we've got a couple bale wrappers that are insane in the game already from other modders. So let's take a look at some wrapping speeds with these. And we're going to use the AgriFlex SPB to make those bales. All right, now that I've done that, we've got our bales right here. I don't remember how to turn this thing off. Let's kick it off to the side. I definitely used power tools to definitely make these bales. So we've got that, and now we've got these. All right. So the first one I'm going to go for is the one end back, because this is definitely that. Oh, by the way, these are 37,500 liters. So these are the big ones, the big custom boys. Let's see how we get on. Is it a fast wrap? Seems faster. It's not insane. However, does it need to be? I mean, the bale's already, what, 5 times or something crazy bigger than it would be. Yeah, I think we're okay. That's cool, man. That's very, very cool. All right, now let's put this in there. And I will be honest, I don't know how to work these. Please enjoy the wrap now. Yes. I'm doing so good. Oh, probably help if I unfold the bale wrapper, huh? Yeah, I think that was the problem. There we go. Alrighty. So, very nice, very cool. And that is going to be making our rapid bales. And it is currently grass, but it is fermenting. All right. Cool. All right, moving on. Here's a mod that might bring back some memories. The Jenz BA 725D. On one side, you put in your pieces of logs and wood and stuff like that. And out comes wood chips on the other side into a trailer. And then you go do your thing. I remember using this thing for years. At least it felt like years. Years in game, anyway, to make wood chips. Way back when in Farming Simulator 17, I remember watching Mr. Silly P using this. I think he still used it in some more recent series in 19 and 22. This is a classic piece of equipment. And if you're a returner, definitely grab this. If you are new, you will have nightmares about using this over and over and over again to get money. But it's a good place to start. Up next, we have the Kahlbacher winter equipment from ITS. The return of one of the most complicated winter mods that we have seen in a long time. These have been around for a couple games now, at least in Farm Sim 22. And I think there may have been something kind of similar in 19, but I don't remember 100%. There were some wild winter mods in FS19. Nonetheless, in here you've got a couple different setups. You can see Arcade and Pro. Basically, the Pro gives you more customization, and Arcade is for like hooking it up and just turn it on and it just works. The Pro, you've got more customization and design, stuff like that. Most modders would have just made one version, and it would have been the Pro version, but for some reason, not here. Granted, ITS does give you a lot of stuff. So at the top, you might be able to see SendTrack dock. I don't have the SendTrack installed, but those will hook up there with those snow blowers. These will hook up to multiple, I say multiple different things. You got a 3-point. So that's what you're going to be hooking up to there, at least front or the back of your tractor, something like that. Then you've got your blade here. It's going to be the same thing. You see the connection specifically for the SendTrack. By the way, the SendTrack is not a required mod. So that is nice. Big shouty outy to the modder for not requiring us to download that, because there are other versions. So you've got all those, and you've even got some stuff right here, which will be a little bit different. So there is a version which will split in the middle, which you can adjust for a 3-point, and even for a loader right here. So that is nice. It doesn't have a set, so I'm not sure if it's is it wheel loader? I guess we'll have to find out, won't we? Yes, it is a wheel loader. I've gone in to take a look at it. So you've got that, and then you've got stuff for spreading salt. Again, this could have easily been brought down to like 4 mods, but for some reason we've got 12. Hope you like field work because we've got a bunch for the Lizard Neo pack. I imagine we'll probably be getting the, is it Framist? Made these, I believe. Nonetheless, the modder is not ready, so there you go. In here we have a disc harrow. You've also got a roller there, subsoiler, another roller, heavy packing roller, a cultivator, and a cultivator. So plenty of options to choose from if you wanted to use these. You're not going to be able to change up the colors unless you go with like color paint. The nice green is pretty cool, and then you've got a factory color. Kind of like the Project Lizard version. It's pretty nice. I like that. Very cool. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's a bunch of field work stuff. Next up, you'll have to excuse my excitement for 1 meter plows. This is the Nardi Trailed Plow. We have two versions in here. We've got a 1 meter and a 1.3. The difference is massive. Let me tell you what. 140 horsepower, got plenty of color options, so that's nice. Yeah, teeny tiny little baby plows. Next, we have the return of the ITRunner Pack. This was originally released, I think, as a DLC in FS15 for all platforms, and then released in 17 as a mod, and that is where it has stayed. However, Giant Software, I guess this is the first game that they are not returning to this pack. So it has been added from Onur Imri. They have released quite a few things as well, mostly all Giant Software conversions. So there's that. You do have multiple different things in here, including a skip tipper for 18,000 liters, 48,000 liter Bergman HT50. My favorite, the 45,000 liter grain container. You have a wood container, Bale container as well. No auto load, so that's upsetting. But if you've got universal auto load, that'll work. A slurry container, which will hold up to 15,000 liters. Also, it can be used to spread as well. So it's got a 12 meter spread at 12 miles an hour. And then lastly, you've got a manure spreader, which will hold 32,000 liters, and it's got a 15 meter spread at 12 miles per hour. Basically, you grab these, lower the hook, grab on, connect it, bring it back up, and you're good. So there you go. Some new options. Next one's basically the exact same thing, but it is someone else's own version of all of this, minus the fact that it's all hook lift and the fact that the main unit here is exactly the same. It's just been rebranded. The Multifruit container and MultiLift pack. So this is your thing. The idea is the same. You only have one piece for a tipper. It is 48,000 liters. You have 30,000 liters for your liquid tank, although it is not a spreader, but it will load up all the liquids in the game. For some reason, it'll also load up electric charge. I don't know why it does that. You have a platform as well here. Again, no auto load there. And then we have a log platform. So a little bit more simplified version. Still got some color options here and things like that. Next up, the Brochard Pack from DjGoHam. We've got 4 trailers in here. A couple different setups. Capacities are going to range from 9,900 all the way up to 34,400. At the end of the day, it's a big pack of tippers with a whole lot of customization options. You do have different sets here, so things like a auger can be added to the back of it if you would like, or not if you would like. There's also stuff for vegetables, stuff for grain, stuff for silage, that kind of thing, different wheel brands, decals and icons and sign markers and lighting and all that kind of stuff. So there's a bunch of different things through here. These don't quite seem to be an American style, so I'm going to assume this is a European style or UK, something like that. Nonetheless, very cool trailers, and again, tons of customization options. Next up from HR Forest, we have their Fliegl Timber Runner Pack. I believe these were released back at Farming Simulator 22 for the first time, if I remember correctly, but you basically got a whole lot of different logging trailers. There's even a version right here, which will hold a single bunk set, and it has a fifth wheel back there. So you are able to connect multiple different trailers together with that. Of course, you can have just about anything you want, ranging from different wheel options, things like that. There are different mud flaps and wheel designs. Plus, you also have all of these different rungs in here as well. So you can actually add or remove the different rungs going through and make it the way you want it to be. So there's no more like trying to put them together and make them slide and that kind of thing. And to be fair, yeah, you could even basically just do this to the trailer. I don't know why you would, but if you're looking for something that you have a lot of control over, all of these trailers are definitely something to go check out. Our next one is the Clark G tank from Woodcraft Modding. This will hold 990 liters of fuel. We've also got a little additional storage for electric pump on the side of it. I don't think you need that, but hey, it's there if you want it. Plus, you got colors if you like. You're going to grab a hold of this with either a forwarder grab or maybe the little claws on your harvester head. You can grab a hold with those and move it around easily. It's a lot bigger than it looks. I'll give it that much. Let's lease one of these and then run over to it because I want to just show you this. Look how big this thing is. Goodness gracious. Doesn't look like that, does it? The next one could get a little bit hairy depending on what other mods you had installed. I can imagine that this is going to conflict with some of the pallet mods like the ones that Yos has, the liftable pallets, and could impact auto-loading for pallets in the future. I know Yos already has his mod pack set up for this, but anyway, this is the Pallet Addon, and it sounds cool at first, and it is kind of neat, but just make sure you don't have any other mods that are going to conflict with this. What this does is it automatically adds the ability to load all the pallets in the base game and all these pallets that you see here that can be purchased, and automatically will just add a set of pallet forks when you pull up to them with any type of piece of equipment. Now, I have Yos's mod installed, so let's see how bad this goes. So this works with front loaders, skid steer, telehandlers, and wheel loaders. So everything that you've got that needs a type of load should be able to pull up to it, click accept, and there you go. I mean, I'll be honest with you, that's pretty cool, and it would be really nice if like the mobile game worked very similar to this or something like that. I mean, I find that incredibly cool. Hey, look at that, even all the way up to there. I wonder how high I can get this before it's like, nah, man, nah. All right, here maybe? Yeah, about right there. All right, so about twice the height of the pallet. Not bad. Can we do this on all sides? Yes, you can. So the attachments will show up on all sides. There we go, got it detached. It doesn't know that it's there, to be fair. If you've got it attached, you will have to click off of it in order to just kind of let it go. So right now I've got it not selected. This is the telehandler selected. I can't let it go, and then I unselect the telehandler. So it's there. It's definitely interesting. I'll give you that much. But yeah, let's now see. Can I pick this up with my hands? No, it cannot. So it overrides Yos's mod. So if you're on console and you've been used to moving stuff around with your hands, I mean, this allows you to not have to load it up with a pallet fork, but I guess everybody's got their way of doing it. Additionally, there were a bunch of placeables that released today. No placeables yesterday, so we got kind of all of them today. The first one is the Cowshed 28x17. Secondly, the US Cow Barn with milk. Thirdly, the Cow Barn from Hutan Pantai. Precast British Bunker Silo. Wood Chip Production. Custom Stone Crusher. Sugar Bead Shredder. Another Drain Mod. Farm Fuel Station. Old Shed with Workshop Trigger. Just a regular workshop. The Old School Pack. I imagine most of you guys probably want to check that out. Three-Sided Farm. Old PGR Shelters. Swedish Machinery Hall. Machine Shed with Canopy Roof, Medium Warehouse, Stone Agricultural Annex, and the Luxury Fence. Got some new textures on this map that we're about to show off, so give me a second while I fly around like an idiot and load them all in. And lastly, we have a returning map for Farming Simulator 22. This is Oberschwaben by Yogi. They didn't mention where in the world this is based on. They just mentioned a bunch of town names, but I'm assuming that this is somewhere in Europe. All of the areas are spread out, and you've got other little bits and bobs in between. Like, for example, here where it says 30, well, this is the main road that goes through the entire map, as you can see right down below us. We've also got other things, like all the pathways and stuff are labeled. The different types of pathways are different colors. In total, we've got 130 fields, meadows, and forestry areas that range from 1 all the way up to about 6 hectares. Here's the areas that you get in new farmer mode. Up here, we've got farmland 75 there. Up here, we have 28, 34, 30. We also have the main farm area, which is 146. And then we had farmland number 11 right there. There may or may not be any more around, but those are the only ones that I see. This map isn't as bad as other ones that I've seen where the green from single player is hard to tell. As you're able to see from everything, there is some undulating terrain. It's not flat, but it's really not like crazy either. It's like hilly. It's like the foothills, you know? You come all the way down and yes, this looks like a pretty big difference in terrain, but it's not too wild and crazy. If you like doing logging, this one's not a bad map for that. Let's go all the way down onto the ground and see what kind of trouble we can get into here. Looks like all of the trees, at least most of them, can be cut down. However, you've got these bushes and stuff all around, which are definitely going to cause trouble. So it may not be a fun map to do logging on, at least not for beginners anyway. The fields are not squared off either, although with the new GPS system, it's not like that matters anyway. So you can really take a look at these, see what you like. A lot of the smaller fields are at the top left, and a lot of larger fields are at the bottom right, although they do kind of intermingle here and there. As for your crop calendar, here you go. Here is that. We do have some animals when we are starting off, at least animal pens. We do have some production chains here as well. And we can take a look at our vehicle selection in here too, if you guys want to take a look at that for new farmer mode. And here are your 10 required mods. However, the version that you guys saw that I was showing off does not have these mods installed. Checking out some updates for all platforms today, we have the Superduty Pickup from the Roughneck Modding Crew version 1.1. They've adjusted the steering and suspension, repaired the line showing into fender. They've also added a custom wheel set and a fuel transfer tank option for the bed. Taking a look at the update real quick. Over here in wheel setups, we do have these custom wheels, as they said. So we have a regular set and lifted. As far as I can tell, these are only in the Michelin setup, so don't go looking for them elsewhere. Additionally, we've got our fuel tank down here, configurations on the bed, and go over to capacities. It's going to add a 250 liter tank there. You can also include it with all of your other bed accessories, which makes it pretty sweet. I also want to check out the suspension update. So I'm over here on 4 fields, and we're up at the goat pasture, and I just wanted to kind of see how this thing does up here. Ooh, yeah, not bad at all. Definitely seems like we've got a little bit more movement. It's still not extreme, but you know what? I'm kind of cool with that. I'm very, very cool with that. Look at that. No issues whatsoever. Went right over it. I mean, taking my time for sure, but it's fun. It's definitely fun. Like I said, it's not going to be the extreme set, but you know what? What it's got, I'm so cool with. Handles like a dream. Very nice. Next is Animal Transports version 1.01. Horse unloading trigger for load and unload compatibility has been removed. Pack of greenhouses fixed water filling issue. Next up, the Firewood Production mod version 1.02 crossplay release. So I guess now it is out on consoles. This has a firewood processor, which you can see here in red, and then you've got a small selling point for it as well. The firewood bags can be handled with both pallet forks and big bag lifters. One mod that has quickly become one of my favorites, the Farming Supplies mod by Anthix version 1.001. All triggers have been enlarged, the capacity has been corrected. The reason for the low capacity was a capital letter instead of a lowercase letter in the XML, and it is possible load all materials. Pallet Storage version 1.1 removed the honey shelf and made various adjustments. Bunker silos set modular, fixed warning for patch 1.6. Polish wooden shed added mask layer, added additional model, added 2 additional color variants, and updated the mod desk. Manure Evacuator 1.1 set status to silo extension to couple with barns and other livestock buildings. Corn crib added a second point of sale in addition to the one on the train. And lastly, Comlands 103 fixed terrain restriction issues that made buildings impossible on much of the map, and fixed issue where sell points were not showing up on the map and PDA. However, to get these to show up on the PDA, you do need a new save game. And that is it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, drop a like, get subscribed if you're new, and join the DjGoHam fam. Double check your notifications. That way you never miss videos like this one. I got some goodies planned for you for this weekend, so stay tuned for those. Otherwise, just have an awesome day, and we'll catch you in the next one.